Okay, guys, welcome. Good to see you here. We're in Italy, 16,000 kilometres northwest of Sydney, I believe. That's in a straight line. It's going to be quite a lot further by the sea. I'm here with Vasco.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
Thank you for an amazing day. So my name's Dan Jones. Welcome to Dan's Boat Life. This is a journey that I'm beginning on the channel, and you guys are coming along with me. So I'm not an expedition yacht expert, but I guess I would like to be. and so the reason why I'm here in Italy is to start at the top, basically. I've heard about you guys. I've already toured one of your boats, and I've had an opportunity with the guys, Paul, the local reps of CDM in Australia, to film one of your boats. And funnily enough, one of my friends has owned one. So I am aware of you, and many Australians are aware of you guys. And I guess what I'm wanting to do with this series of videos is just bring the expedition lifestyle, I think is the way I'm going to describe it, because I don't believe people, from what I've been hearing from you today, buy an expedition yacht or buy into this. They are explorers, is what I perceive from this. I'm a luxury go fast tender guy, but I think people go on journeys through their boat life, and a lot of them will end up here. And that's why I'm interested to bring this to you. So that's enough of that. Let's talk about you guys. You got a really cool story. Like, it's only 12 years.
Yeah, only 12 years old. We started probably in the worst period of the yachting industry in 2010.
Yep.
Just after the GFC, where shipyards were really struggling with cancellations of orders, no more new orders, etc. But we thought, and it seems we were right, that real yacht passionates, mature clients, people who really makes of boating part of their real lifestyle, they were there and they were not deciding to cut yachting from their lifestyle at all. We started with proposing to yacht passionate a different kind of boat.
Yep.
Slower boat, first of all, burning less fuel, very green, less glamorous probably, but full of content.
Yeah.
When you are passionate about something and you're mature enough in your journey through your passion, that's what you're looking for. We're looking for new, better content of what you're buying. So we came out with a first line of vessel called Darwin class, which today is an icon in the explorer industry.
Yep.
And since the beginning, it was really a success.
Yeah. It's that's your DNA, from what I have learnt and what I can see, and that's when I think CDM. I think Darwin class, and you've gone a lot further, which we're going to explore in this chat and some other videos. And you touched on a point. A mature boat owner is a word that I think we're probably going to come back to, because it's the guys and hopefully girls who seem to have done a lot of boating and have had a lot of experience who get drawn to a yard like you, because you're not about all the silly not silly. Everything's legitimate. You're not about all the marketing extras. You're just about building strong boats. Is what I can see.
It's our focus. Our focus is on the boat.
Yep.
On trying to build the best boat we can.
Yep.
The fact that we have owners that downsized from boats like a Lursen 78 meter, Daman 62 meter,
yep,
and big boats like that, or they came to us after having had any kind of boats, even the most aristocratic shipyards of those kind of boats, and moving to us. These two trends, they say we were lucky enough, let's say, to find out a sweet spot
Yep.
where contents were winning, where these people with a lot of experience, they understood, okay, what am I doing with a 78-meter boat? Probably I keep it, but as it has happened to us, these people downsizing, they actually still own the big boat.
Yeah.
But they're buying with us a boat which is what I call a purpose boat, a boat which can go all over the world, circumnavigate the world, going and sail all over the oceans to fulfill a very specific needs. Majority of the cases, these people having bigger boats and having also our boats, this is going to be the family and friends boat.
Yep.
That is going to be the business and the boat where they do things which represent them.
Yep.
On the smaller one, they really do the things. And everything started with a very passionate owner of a very big boat built in a German shipyard, who wanted to have a family and friends boat to go diving in the best diving spots in the world.
Yeah.
Small, with everything together. We had a nitrox compressor, hyperbaric chamber, etc., etc.
Yep.
And that says that probably the choice we made was right.
And so when I observe these clientele that you already have, and I think about our part of the world, the South Pacific, and what I'm watching in our market with many people who have, you know, the equivalent of white boats, admittedly some of them a bit smaller for the Australian market, up to maybe 160, 170 feet, doing their thing on the East Coast. But many of you, and I hear that many of you are thinking and desiring to do more, and it's the Northwest Australia, that's what you always hear, and that's a bloody long way.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere to pull in, and there's nowhere to service your boat, and like I meet some of these guys wanting to get support boats or tenders for their vessel to go around the top end. And they're thinking about crocodiles, and they're thinking about range, and they're thinking about some things that that perhaps wouldn't be part of the normal consideration process for a Mediterranean client, but they're getting drawn to you,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
You know, we were talking some time before. One of our claims is do what you want to do with your boat. Don't let your boat limit what you want to do.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, they don't do certain things because their boat doesn't allow them to do.
Yeah.
The great thing is of these kind of boats, you can do everything. Then you choose what to do. You want to spend in Saint-Tropez, beautiful and glamorous holiday, or you can go to Ushuaia or Cape Horn and whatever.
Yep.
So these kind of boats, they open up a set of experiences that with other kind of boats you can't do. And that's very much appreciated. And the more the time is passing, the more experience becomes the real meaning of luxury.
Yep.
It's having the possibility to go in a place where nobody has gone before, or where you go and you bring with you a scientist which explains to you and your kids what's happening in that part of the world. It's priceless.
Well, one of my observations about, I obviously love boating and go on boating holidays, but boating in our part of the world compared to the Mediterranean, when you go sailing in Australia, we don't pull into restaurants because there ain't none. So you get 3 sit-down meals with your family or friends around a table every day. You don't have mobile reception because you're in a remote place. It's really great quality time, and I've experienced that and I love it, and I come back from those journeys refreshed, and I know some of these guys who are going to be watching this will probably be desiring that sort of experience, and I guess that leads me to your fundamentals of what you guys, your DNA, your fundamentals, which obviously Explorer, tough, it's like the tank of the ocean, but I guess it's worth saying to people who are just watching and aren't familiar with CDM, you just build steel boats.
Yeah.
You build steel boats that are required to have 6mm steel, so you do it in 12.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you do a massive amount of sound insulation. You think into the minor, fine details about what's across the engine bay. How are we going to insulate this from the main part of the boat? How are we going to think about the vibrations throughout the cabin? How are we going to envisage the owner's experience on board? And that's part of your DNA. So if we said steel, what else would, have I described that correctly? Have I missed anything?
No, absolutely, because just mentioning the double of the thickness of the steel,
Yep.
I think it's a perfect expression of our shipbuilding approach.
Yep. Because it's commercial. You come from a commercial.
We come from commercial experience. My partner Ennio was building the most complex ships in the world: chemical tankers, ethylene carriers.
Yep.
We don't just read the book and say, okay, the rules require 6mm. Okay, 6mm. So we save the money and let's not do. No, we always think what's the best for the boat and for the use of the boat.
Yep.
The 6mm, it really sums up these kind of the 12mm sums up this kind of approach.
Yep.
Having 12mm doesn't only mean it's safer if I hit a rock. Okay, 6mm, if the class stamps for 6, it means that's safe.
Yep.
I don't want to say that. But having that weight down there, distributed for the length and the width of the boat, it lowers the center of gravity and the boat is more stable.
I love a good center of gravity. I notice that a lot on my channel, testing boats. And if you've got a high center of gravity, and you create for an awkward experience.
We were discussing with an Australian client
Yep.
about putting the tender on the sun deck.
Yep.
And even if a client can ask whatever he wants and we do whatever possible, whatever it takes to make him happy,
Yep.
the first answer we gave, let's not put weight up there.
Yeah.
Because then it will impact your lifestyle on board, the comfort and the safety.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt,
No
but
problem.
I note that you've got your solid, thick steel hulls, but you have aluminium superstructures.
Yeah, correct.
But you, the way you bond that aluminium to the steel, can you explain that to everyone in an understandable way?
The biggest problem to join aluminum and steel is the electrogalvanic electrolysis currents,
Yep.
okay, which has been a problem for a lot of years. Now there's a possibility of using a bimetallic joint,
Yep.
which melts the two metals, avoiding that kind of problem. So there's no more any issue with electrogalvanic. But all these, talking about the upgrades, we autonomously decide against what the class says, etc. There are things that the class foresees for boats over 500 gross ton
Yep.
that are standard on our boats of 86 feet,
Yeah.
of 199 gross ton. Like, for example, and that comes with sustainability and the willing to be as green as possible.
Yep.
We have the bilge oil separator, so that you are at the Galapagos Island, you spill a can of lubricant in the bilges, the fuel separator sucks it in, separate hydrocarbons from water.
Yep.
The hydrocarbons becomes powder and they stay into the filter, and you spit out the water, 50 parts per million dirty maximum. So
Yeah.
you can be at the Galapagos having a Greenpeace rib beside you. You can spit the water, and I will.
No problem.
And then I will say thank you very much for the respect of the ambient.
Yeah.
This is something that it's not required by the class and not by the client. It's us wanting to do that, like the remote controlled bilge valves,
Yep.
compulsory on boats over 500 gross ton. We have it as a standard on all of our boats, and so forth. The use of conifer piping everywhere underneath the water line, where it's not compulsory. A lot of these things.
Yeah, and I guess we'll wrap this up in a second, and then I'm going to. So if you're interested in this brand and learning more, I am going to tour the other boats. So subscribe and keep in touch. This is going to be a bit of a journey. I just forgot what I was going to say. So anyway,
a long day.
I lost my train. It has been a long day. By the way, if you are buying one of these boats, Vasco's going to take you out for the best Italian lunch. That was hands down the best Italian meal.
That's the second thing I'm more expert. Food and exploring.
Oh yeah. But look, no. Wrapping it up, it's you guys are building above and beyond. You guys are building little ships. You guys are building boats to go completely remote, which is unbelievably suitable to our part of the world.
Absolutely.
And for anyone thinking of the northwestern part of Australia, if you're thinking Indonesia, there ain't nowhere to service your boat in Indonesia. So you want a boat that's not going to break down, because you're going to have to come back to Australia. Yeah. So that's going to open up. Like, I always think about my area of operations. Where can I enjoy my day, my weekend, my month on a boat? And depending on the boat that I'm on, that's my mind is either thinking like this or like this. But with with CDM, there is no limit.
No, wherever you want, you can go.
Yeah. So it's a boat with good DNA, and that was going to be my point. Your boats are selling themselves, and I know that for a fact. You're letting the boats do the talking, and that's your success. You guys aren't out there peacocking and trying to be all fancy and bringing people in on helicopters, all this sort of stuff. And that's fine. That's cool. That works for other brands, and that's what some people are looking for. That's not CDM. You're just building strong, reliable boats with longevity, which I know a lot of people are looking for. So, yeah.
I'm happy to say that our testimonials are chief engineers, captain and surveyors.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay a pop star or
correct.
Or a famous celebrity or a celebrity and say that's the best boat ever. First of all, because I think everybody understands that they're doing that because they're paid to do that.
Yeah.
We have surveyors who have followed builds here, captains, chief engineers. When they are in the marina, they talk to the boat beside, and they invite people to have a look and understand what we are. And our best brokers are actually them, meaning not because they're paid for the intermediation, but because of the PR they're running for us.
Yep.
And that's fantastic. What we normally say, it is all the money we get are going to be used for the boat.
Yep.
And that is paying off. If you think that when we started 12 years ago, actually 11 years ago, really, we were probably around 200 shipyard in the world. And now we're ranked by the Global Order Book as the 12th shipyard in the world for meters under construction.
Yeah, it's an amazing achievement.
So probably there's a big number of people yachting passionate, real yachting passionate.
Yeah.
They're understanding what we're saying, and they're sharing our values, which is just common sense. If you talk about boating, it's common sense.
Yeah.
Reliability. When you enter into our engine room, you say, wow, that's so neat, that's clean. Yes, of course. Why? Because the secret of reliability is maintenance. If your engine room is crampy, and in order to reach a part, you have to dismount another part, you will never do maintenance when it's needed. You will say, next stop, I will do it. Coming from the commercial world, commercial shipping world, you can't stop and wait. Okay, you have to do what you have to do on the boat while you're cruising. Our engine room reflects that mentality, and reliability, it comes with it. So why your boats are so reliable? They're well engineered, they're superbly built, but also they're very easy to maintain.
Yeah.
So this approach has found a lot of fans, it seems.
Oh look, I'm
As
seeing
you probably
it.
have noticed
I'm
by the
seeing
number
it.
of
I'm hearing it. I'm not paid to do this. I do this for the love of it, and I agree with everything you said. So let's wrap it up there. I want to congratulate you on your 12 years, and hopefully another 12 years of success. And yeah, guys, follow along this journey. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm literally just going to discover what I can over the next 6-12 months. I'm going to pop back in and check in on the progress of some of these boats in build. And there is an Aussie owner getting his boat produced at the moment. So that's going to be an interesting one, and I'd like to follow along and bring you guys with me. Anyway, my name's Dan Jones. This has been Vasco.
Thank you very much again.
See you on the next video.